yelling in my friendly bathroom. Because I'm friendly, my bathroom is open to anyone except the Republicans. They get pretty freaky in airport bathrooms, so imagine what they would do with this body. Gender people are some of the bravest people I know. They have the courage to live their lives authentically, despite being shunned and discriminated against in the pursuit of personal peace. We all owe trans people a huge thank you.
So what you just witnessed right there are the comedic stylings of one Chelsea Handler, who is absolutely one of those female comedians
and
that Hollywood keeps shoving in our faces and insisting.
Yeah.
And she also seems to be one of those people a la Amy Schumer who keeps failing upward, who keeps getting bigger and bigger gigs, even though I've literally never met one of their fans out in the wild. Just one person who's saying, oh my goodness, have you seen the latest Chelsea Handler project? It's so funny. If such a person exists, I have yet to meet him or her. Let's face it, it would probably be her, but still.
If they're giving her those job offers, that's probably because her specials are selling. You know, people, you know, mass mobilize on Amy Schumer's specials. But the reason they keep on giving Amy Schumer more specials is because people hate watch it, and they subscribe to Netflix. They get Netflix for money, and they keep on putting out Amy Schumer documentaries, and Netflix gets more money, and they keep on putting it. So you're the ultimate cause of that, is what I'm trying to say.
What's her name? What's her name?
Lauren Shen.
Right? She's very talented. She's better than Candace. The way she talks, she uses her hands and mouth. She's beautiful. Look at that. But I mean, she's very talented.
Her face is like caked in this, you know, like glycerin foundation.
Look at that. She's talking about that. Let's listen to what's she saying about her. Let me see.
Oh my God, I just don't want to hear her voice.
Mainly for content. You may have seen that she started doing these little, again, usually comedic videos. And of course, because Chelsea Handler is not just a comedian, but also an activist, all of these different videos tend to touch.
Ooh, I can do the very same thing. Lauren Chen does these, I'm using this term loosely, political commentary videos. Like, shut the fuck up.
Dreams. Would you want your dreams to be decided by others? I know I wouldn't. You're all perfect. And don't let a politician or a comedian or your weird Uncle Gary tell you otherwise. You are fulfilling your own happiness, and that makes you a better member of society than the hateful people who come after you.
Yeah, conservatives were always spewing the rhetoric of individualism, self-determination, and getting the government off their back, except when you're a transgender person. Then the government in the state can go as far up your ass as they want to, because conservatism is an inherently contradictory ideology. And because these conservative pundits, I mean, they just say what their audiences want to hear, and their audiences won't remember principles that they just espoused 10 seconds ago. Like, they'll instantly forget and just hear what they want to hear in the moment. So let's continue with this crap.
If I lean into my whiteness and start to attack transgender and Arabs and Muslims as a group, I bet you I'll be welcomed in their fold, and I'll probably have some traction in that community and all that stuff. But I can't be a hypocrite. They're mad at her. You know, they're even mad at because she said she doesn't have any children. Well, she doesn't have any children. She can't be happy. Why is she happy? Because she doesn't have 6 kids running around. Maybe.
Yeah, that's what's gonna come up.
Oh, yeah, good.
Yeah, I just one comment before we play back. I just see that as so fascistic because it's so obvious what they're doing. Females should have kids and have kids and have kids. Yeah. Okay, well, one, you don't give families the support for that. Two, it's like George Carlin. They want live babies so they can be dead soldiers. It's a military slush fund, okay?
I love that. Yeah.
The hard times are ahead before, but this time it is different. Recently, have you checked the value of
Oh, wait, she's doing gold.
Yeah, she's selling something.
And mention my name.
She just moves right into it. She's very intelligent. I used to watch her all the time. I stopped.
Yeah.
She'll move into a commercial. I don't know how she does it. Like she segues into something.
Yeah.
Remember that I have no kids to take to school, so I take an edible, masturbate, and go back to sleep.
So the childlessness thing aside, which we will get to, overall, Chelsea Handler just makes me so depressed for the state of modern American women.
Why? How? Like, are you really letting the fact that this one woman...
She's Canadian. What those Canadians come with her? Get out. She's Canadian. Why did you talk about Canada, Laura? Good.
Yeah, because these Canadian right-wingers, they're all for nationalism, but American politics get views, so they just talk about our politics all day.
These are the role models of the media.
America for Americans, Canadians for Canadians, and we need to secure all our borders and keep everybody out.
You know Bill Maher, right? I don't like him. I think he's a Islamophobe. He's worth $500 million. He doesn't have any kids. Oprah is
Yeah.
worth billions of dollars. She doesn't have any kids. It doesn't matter. It's by choice. Sometimes people, they get busy with their career. They just love the way they are. They love the lifestyle. You could call them selfish, whatever you want. Or maybe they can't have kids in the first place, but they just don't want to admit it. You understand? You can always adopt. It doesn't matter. But we have these idiots come, oh, you cannot have any kids. I can't believe it. Yeah. How about the kids in the foster care? You have almost 500,000 of kids with no parents.
400,000.
Yeah.
Oh, all these people willing to adopt. Don't get an abortion. There's so many people willing to adopt. 400,000, that doesn't speak to the fact that nobody in this country wants to adopt anymore because the social safety nets since the 70s have been entirely slashed. Screw you. Anyway, let's continue on with this blithering woman's nonsense.
I have no screaming kids,
Lauren Shen's
allowing me all
nonsense.
the time in the world to become enlightened.
So Matt Walsh made this point
So
when he addressed
it's
this video on
okay. What Chelsea Handler is doing is that she's not only provoking conservatives by doing this, which is why conservatives should just shut the about it, but it's a bit. This isn't what anybody actually does in their daily lives.
She enjoys it. She's getting traction with these idiots. She's pulling me. That's
Yeah,
good. Let her
because
fucking-
she knows it's going to get views.
Yeah, let her troll them. It's all about money at the end of the day. Everybody's all about money.
Especially women who are mad at me for like 20.
Yep.
You're gonna be like, why do you want to bring
You're
it up
the only
to me?
person when I
But
make
it's
a
like
money.
she's
I
making
made
jokes.
2 years. I made $90. Good.
Yeah.
I don't think it's out of left field to say
I got
that, hey, maybe you
$5,000
should
worth of
look.
equipment in my room. Yeah.
Mhm.
Anyway, to the point. You are 47, Chelsea Handler. You could have easily had children, many children, and still.
That's because she doesn't want to, Lauren. Like, what don't you get about
Forever
this
as a parent
video?
Be waking
I
up
don't
at
know,
odd
I'm trying
hours,
to
and also
speak
other
to
people.
that. You can't force people to have babies. What is that?
Because, okay, it's again a military slush fund for them and a maximization of wealth inequality. Because for the first, 18, maybe 14 years of children's lives, pretty much all they do is drain. I think it's like you can work at 14 at the earliest in most states.
If you really look at like a lot of comedians, they don't have no kids. A lot of people, they love their career. They love they go from place to place. They're married to their career. They enjoy. The majority of actors or people, they don't have no children. Like a comedian, like Ari Schaefer, the Israeli guy, Jewish guy. I love him as a comedian. He had a mastectomy. Vextomy, what we call that thing. They can have babies. They don't have no children. Bobby Lee, all of them. The whole issue is not people choose not to. I mean, it's not an evil thing. I mean, we're not gonna burn them at the stake. We'll call them witches, are we?
Yeah.
I mean, she's just a parrot. This one, her.
And here's another contradiction these conservatives are making. They think liberal and leftist parents their children every time they talk to them about accepting people and just letting people be who they are.
That's what I
do.
do.
Well, why would you want a quote unquote boomer to have kids? Because if she's gonna end up her kid by telling her to respect the identities of trans people and black people, then why would you want that quote unquote woke indoctrination? Wouldn't you just want her to fizzle out? Wouldn't you want her bloodline to die and have that be just one less in society? Why do you need a quote unquote who's going to produce more subsequent? Wouldn't you want our bloodlines to die out? Shouldn't you be celebrating at the fact that left-leaning people aren't having kids? Another contradiction.
I teach my kids to respect everybody.
other people down.
I say never talk back to anybody. Everybody's good. You have no issue with nobody. We have no issue with nobody. You understand?
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Just live and let live and go by your way. That's it, man. Especially me. I grew up I don't know how I grew up in poor neighborhoods, like minority neighborhoods, blacks and Hispanics. I wasn't accepted. I'm gonna be honest. I wasn't accepted by white kids in school. I used to get beat up by the Italian kids when I was in public school. PS 226. Let me give you a little history. I used to get every day bullied. I didn't speak a word of English. They used to beat me up for no reason and all that. And I don't know who I belonged to. I don't know if I was white, black. I don't know what the hell am I. Then when I got to junior high school, then I found the minority table, like the people, like the ugly or the crazy, the dummies, like the misfits, the nerds. We had our own had our own area, like the lunch room. So I became accepted in that part of the world, and I was accepted by the black kids and the Hispanic kids, and I started to imitate them like a little bit. I used to rap and all that stuff. What I'm trying to say is that sometimes I don't know how to start. Just go ahead, man. What the fuck? I'm like an old man. I'll go for days. Oh, that's why I said I'm more accepting, because I grew up in these communities and I understand them, and I feel comfortable when I go to these bad neighborhoods. I don't feel scared. You understand? Because I have this vibe. I go in there. They know that they know that I belong there with them, even if I'm not. Go ahead. I love the way she talks with her hands. She's very intelligent, man. She's a very intelligent. She's better. Candy's always she looks like a frog. I mean, she's excuse my language. She's fuck. That's just ugly, man. God damn. She wear those yellow colors and all. I don't know who dresses.
Yeah.
Hey, good. You know, she's old. She's like 47 years old. Chandler.
Yeah.
She used to be big. She used to have a big show on TV, at TBS.
Living in squalor is fine.
If kids are able to make someone who seemed, I mean, in my opinion.
Yeah. Oh wait, yeah, let's turn the sound up.
Perspective, like maybe it's not such a huge deal if you have some clutter around, but I mean that is coming from someone who admittedly is kind of on the messy side. So I'm sure there are some of you neater people out there who won't share that view. But let's continue.
So it really shouldn't be surprising that some women aren't signing up, but many people aren't just surprised; they're horrified. Childless women are seen as unfulfilled, unhappy. Even the Pope has slammed us, saying that not having children is selfish.
Let's be clear: when it comes to Hollywood and the entertainment industry,
okay, well, if I'm a working class woman. Okay. Yeah. Why would I want to have a kid and raise that child in an environment of absolute squalor and at the very best, you know, like lower middle class subsistence? Why would I want a kid to grow up in that environment? Wouldn't I want to have a kid, okay, in a country with a more developed social safety net in which, you know I have time and the resources to care for my child? No, because they don't actually care about families, because if they did care about families, they'd be hammering the GOP to, you know, get the extended child tax credit passed, 4 months of paid maternity leave, you know, all this stuff. But
you know,
again,
you just hit on something before you go. That tax credit would have been a good way to have to give an incentive people to have kids, like poor people, because we have a problem with the birth rate going on. That $300 will go a long way, especially in poor areas. With West Virginia and all these, I'm sorry I keep on going to these areas, but they're really poor. Imagine you have 5 kids, 300 times that's $2,500 a month. That's a lot of money. You know how many people they're gonna have money to eat? You're gonna have to lift them. I mean, we should do more for our own people, for our own American people. You understand? Go ahead, man.
Yeah. I mean, you got to vote in these populist Democrats. You've got to organize your workplaces and organize your living places. Form a tenants union. But the leftists, I think they're too complacent with the current order. This is almost done, so let's finish.
Women are facing. And regarding what the Pope said, Chelsea Handler seems just insulted that someone would dare point out that she's childless by choice because she is selfish. But in your own words, it seems like that's exactly the case. You've complained that motherhood is too hard, that it would prevent you from sleeping in, only temporarily, by the way, but still, it would stop you from getting high and all these things. All of these reasons that Chelsea Handler has presented, they all stem from, yes, the fact that she is too selfish to have children.
Okay, she also brought up the point that,
this video,
like she's already someone predisposed to not having kids. So why would she want this presence in her life? Why wouldn't she want this presence in her life that she knows she's gonna absolutely resent for 18 years and just think of it as, an 18-year-long pariah until it grows up and listens to leftist podcasts. Anyway,
so going to upset some of you watching this.
What's his name? He used to be in the Tonight Show. What's his name? Jay? What's his name?
Leno.
Huh?
Jay Leno.
He doesn't have no kids, and he is filthy rich.
Yeah.
He makes $30 million a year. He said he haven't touched a dollar from his $30 million a year from the Tonight Show. He lives off his comedy income. And he has like 10 garages full of the most expensive cars in the world. And he chose not to have kids. What were you going to say? Well, he's so good. No, he chose that. When I look at it, I'm like, where are you going to leave that money to? I mean, you see, I think about the money.
Yeah. Another contradiction. These people constantly espouse, entrepreneurship individual. Well, okay, it's kind of the same contradiction, but they're espousing entrepreneurship individualism. Why would I want to just throw money at something that's going to be a drain for at the very least 14 years when I can just get richer by not having kids? Isn't that the most beneficial option?
Yeah, people don't have it. They just don't have the thing for kids, man. Maybe they don't have the patience.
Okay, I'm glad that is done. We did a lot of muting of her voice, but God, I don't want to hear her voice.
She's a piece of shit. I haven't listened to her in a long time. I used to have her on my and I used to see. I thought it's just another Candace Owen, just only from the Asian side. That's all she is. Let me hear that thing you said you have. Let me hear those things.
Yeah. What?
The IMAD or what do you call them?
Man. I should have used some of them. Let me. Okay, what I'm gonna do is pull up a Matt Walsh video and just. I want to be incredulous. Just play sound effects throughout the whole thing.
I'm just gonna watch. Go ahead, man.
Let's just do this for 5 minutes and end stream, okay? Because
All right,
that's
buddy.
what I wanted to do.